Are you guys ready to re-elect Sawant? That's right. You know, something powerful is happening here. Do you guys get the sense that we're in a historic moment? We have the Black Lives Matter movement, fighting endemic poverty and racism. We have the LGBT movement scoring a historic victory, winning gay marriage. Can I get a what's up? Can I get a round of applause for that? And we have 15 now spreading like prairie fire across the country, scoring victories in Seattle, LA, San Francisco, New York, and what's next? That's right, Oregon is next. We also have Jeremy Corbyn, which we talked about. We also have Bernie Sanders calling for a political revolution. And friends, the political revolution in 2015 is being built in Seattle with the re-election campaign of Sawant. Now that movement, friends, that movement cannot be built on the sidelines. We have to get in the field. We need to fight for our interests, because you know why? You know where I'm going with this. You know who's already in the field? The 1%. And in Seattle, that looks like 170 CEOs of Amazon, of Starbucks, of Boeing, of the corporation who allowed Shell Oil to come park their destructive rig in the Bay of Seattle. That's right. But really, nothing really shows the war of the 99% versus the 1% than the donor list of our opponents. It really highlights that what we're fighting here is landlords versus renters, of working people against their bosses and the CEOs. Shell Oil versus environmental movement against our futures. That's what we're fighting. We have the entire political and corporate establishment lined up to defeat Sawant. And really, the donor list of our opponent reads like a who's who of the 1% of Seattle. We have, I already said, the CEOs of Amazon and those sort of places, but we also have hedge funds managers, the Seattle Chamber of Commerce, the Washington Restaurant Association. Basically, every force that fought the $15 an hour minimum wage, every force that's forcing the teachers on strike right now to fight for better education is lined up against our campaign. In fact, what does that number look like? It looks like over $100,000 from business-linked sources that flood into our opponent's campaign. And that's what we're up against, friends. And that's the 1% in Seattle. Nationally, we know the super PACs have formed, full of dark money, just ready for the general election to carpet bomb the district with mailers, TV ads, and the like. But it's not just the corporate establishment. The entire political establishment is lined up against us. In an unprecedented move, the majority of the city council has endorsed our opponent. That's what we're up against, friends. Now in the primary, we got 52% of the vote, which is a strong thing. Can I get up? 52%. Conservative electorate. But friends, that's not enough. We've seen it. We've seen a sure thing get defeated by corporate money. In Seattle, we saw the GMO initiative. Anybody who's anybody would have thought, yeah, of course that's going to fly through. It's Seattle, it's Washington. What are you kidding me? Defeated by a massive surge of money. And that's what we're going to expect. We anticipate a massive surge of money flooding into our opponent's war chest. Now I ask you, we're not going to let them defeat Sawant, are we? Yeah. We're not going to let them defeat the movement of 15 now, are we? Yeah. So I'm going to ask everybody here to really think hard about how much we can donate tonight. Because, and we recognize that this is sacrifice. There's no sacrifice for the CEO of Alaska Airlines to max out to our opponent. No problem for them. They can do that all day. We know it's a struggle for working people. We also know that people are fed up and they don't want to take it anymore. So I'm going to start asking for money now. It's uncomfortable, but it's got to be done. So, who is prepared today to cancel out the CEO donation from Brad Tilden, the CEO of Alaska Airlines, who is fighting to deny SeaTac workers the democratically decided $15 minimum wage that they fought for, the Washington State Supreme Court upheld, and they're still fighting. So who today is going to donate $700 to cancel out that donation? $700. I know it's rough. Another way everybody can think about it is you can break it up into monthly payments. You can break it up to 100. We can collect money until April. Which, friends, they're going to outspend us, and we're going to have to take on a lot of money to be able to feed them. Okay? $700 is tough. Okay, let's go down to 600. You know, what we're really doing here is we're trying to build a new politics that represents human need before corporate greed. And that's going to take a ground game, activating hundreds of volunteers to win the election. In 2013, we activated 400 people. And in 2015, we want to activate 600 people to hit the doors, poster, to get the word out. Who here would donate $600 to the re-election campaign of Sawant to realize the goal of building a new politics that represents our interests? Who will donate $1,000? Now don't leave. This is the part we're all here for. All right, buddy. Okay. We're going to go now.
Yeah.
$500.
Yeah, I went that way.
You know, one of the things that we're fighting for is
You're welcome.
affordable housing, which you guys know is a crisis here too. We had a town hall meeting of 500 people, so much at City Hall that was spilling into the antechambers. And one person after another was telling about how their rent had gone up. And I'm not talking about 10%, which would be devastating. I'm talking about people who are saying 60%, 80%. One woman said her rent went up 120%. She doesn't know if she's going to have a home. Now, what came out of that meeting, all that anger and frustration, was one demand, one call. We need rent control. So who's going to donate today $500 to realize rent control? Remember, you can donate. All right. $400. Who can donate $400 tonight? Break it up into monthly payments. Right here? You can do it for 7 months. So you're not, that's right, so $700 we're doing? Come on. There you go, $700. So, $1,700. Now, Shama did point out something that we should all be aware of. If you're married, you can donate $1,400. There's that. We'll put that out there for y'all married folks. So, let's go down to 300. And I hope the more I go down, the more I see hands going up. 300 right there. Great. Thank you so much. So, by my calculation, we're at 300. Folks, we're trying to get to $10,000 tonight. It's not, I think that we can make this happen if we really double down on what we're trying to do here. Okay. Now, let's drop down to $200. Who can donate $200 tonight? We got one back there, $200. All right, $200 is still a lot of money, I understand. But two over here, that's great. Awesome. I'm getting excited, man. We're not raising too much money here, but it's awesome. I feel the energy of you guys right now. So let's say that we raise it $100. Who can donate $100? Right? 5 months, $500 right there. And we got $100 here, $100 there. That's awesome. Right here. This is phenomenal. We have 2,300 donors, right? We have completely outpaced the corporate politicians by 1,300 donors, right? The majority of those donors, 66%, donated $100. That expresses one thing to me, and I hope it does to you guys too, the working class nature of our campaign. We've raised $290,000 without taking one penny from any corporation, from the super rich. And I think that's something that's really, we need to give an applause for.